So, um, many of you already may be knowing this. Um, so this is an introduction for those um, who are new to this program. So this is a shift from the 18-day Bhagavad Gita course. So there we have seen Krishna, even when Arjuna was crying, Krishna is not perturbed at all and smiling. And here we'll see the contrast. So, and the philosophy behind it. So in this session, we'll be seeing about chanting the glories of the Kartik month and what is Damodar Leela. And we will read a little bit from the Krishna book and come back to do the Damodar Ashtakam and offering. So Srimad Bhagavatam says this. There are many, many quotations about the glories of chanting the holy names of the Lord. That as a fire burns dry grass to ashes, so the Mahamantra, whether chanted knowingly or unknowingly, burns to ashes without fail all the reactions of one's sinful activities. So the very word without fail is used in Srimad Bhagavatam. And another thing, as we have seen, that Kali Yuga is full of faults, but there is one good quality, that is by simply chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we can become freed from material bondage and be promoted to the transcendental kingdom. So that's why once when Vyasadev is taking a dip in the river, and the other sages are standing on the shore, they are asking Vyasadev, of all the three yugas, which is the best? Because they did not even consider Kali Yuga in their question at all. But Vyasadev got up saying that I am saying 3 times the best yuga is Kali Yuga. Why? With a very little effort in Kali Yuga, we can obtain what is very difficult to obtain in the other yugas. So we know the term mantra, meditation. Man means mind. Tra means deliver. So the word which has got the potency to deliver the mind from afflictions is called mantra. So we chant and we hear respectfully the mantra so that we can cleanse the heart. So we saw this Panchatattva mantra also. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So this incarnation of Krishna is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam and in many other Puranas in a hidden form. They have told that the Lord will come, but not as a Lord. He will come as his own devotee. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is raising his hands and singing and dancing in ecstasy, chanting the holy names of the Lord. So when Krishna comes, Balaram also comes. Lord Prabhu Nityananda is Balaram, and Advaita Acharya is Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. And Gadadhar Pandit is the incarnation of Srimati Radharani. And Narada Muni is come as Srivas. So this is called the 5 tattvas. That is the Lord, his expansion, his incarnation, his energies, and his devotees. So these 5 tattvas are in this mantra. That's why it's called Pancha Tattva mantra. And when we chant this mantra before the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we will see that we have the tendency to commit offenses. That offenses are nullified, and very quickly we can come to the platform of chanting purely the holy names of the Lord. So this Kartik month, it's also called as Damodar month, famous because we are worshipping Lord Damodar. So this is falls in this year from October 17th to November 15th. Dhamma means rope, Udara means waist. So the Lord is called the one who has a rope tied to his waist. That is called Damodar. Who can tie? Who dares to tie rope in the waist of the Lord, right? And the Lord likes to be called this name because he wants to glorify his mother who did it. So this is very dear to Krishna. And why are we promoting so much doing ghee lamps and the other devotional service in this month is it's a sale period in the entire year. Like we wait for the Thanksgiving sale to get things, right? So, which we can get very cheap, like we can pay less and we can get more. So, similarly, this period is called a sale period because the more we, that whatever we do gets multiplied many thousands of times. So, we don't, if we can multiply our money, if there is a machine to multiply our money, we won't put $2 in that, right? If you put $2, the $2 multiplied by 100, we may get $200. If you put $200, then 200 multiplied by 100, that is something. But if we ourselves put $2,000, the more we put, the more value it increases, right? So similarly, that's why devotees are very eager to do more and more in this month. And also the sale period is when there is a sale, then we put it in the status. We want everyone to know, and every other person also to get benefit. So we want this everyone, whomever we know, we want to tell them about this period of the whole year in this 1 month, that we can do the maximum devotional service and we can get more than 100 times the benefit. So there are many, many, many quotations of this glories of Kartik month. You can listen to the lecture of His Grace Amarendra Prabhu today morning in YouTube. So he read from various scriptures about what is glorious in this month. So he says that even if somebody performs a very little worship of the Lord, he in turn gives his own abode. And this is quoted by Sanatan Goswami in Hari Bhakti Vilas, and this is from Padma Purana. Also in Hari Bhakti Vilas, there is another quotation from Skanda Purana, which says, Kalpa Koti Sahasrani Patakani Bahunyapi Nimeshadena Deepasya Vilayam Yanti Kartike. So, if one offers a lamp during the month of Kartika, Kalpa Koti Sahasrani, so many sins in so many millions of births will just perish in half a eye blink. It's like total wipeout of all the sins that we are doing, but just offering a lamp to the Lord. There are 12 months and there's presiding deity for each month. And there is one devotional service that is glorified in each month. In this month, the devotional service that is very much recommended to be done to the Lord is offering of ghee lamps. And we see, Diwali also is the offering of lamp, and everywhere, in many, many traditions, in many different ways, Hanukkah in Jewish tradition. So like this, everywhere, this month is considered to be a month of enlightenment, and there is some way offering of lamps to the Lord. Same way, there is another quotation here about Kartika month, which is the most pious of all the months, and it purifies everything. So again, there is another quotation that the Lord is pleased by offering of a single lamp during Kartika. So he glorifies anyone who lights a lamp for someone else to offer also. So we light the lamp, we give the lamp to someone else. So everybody offers an individual lamp at home. Like if there are 5 people, then each one has a separate diya, and we offer the lamp to the Lord. So what is the result? That by just performing this, one gets the result obtained by bathing in all holy places and giving all charities. And this, whatever we do, even one 10 millionth part of the result of what we do by offering a lamp is not obtained by other things. And these Puranas, they are not like, advertisement, Black Friday advertisement messages. They don't exaggerate. But when there is a real sale, they glorify it, right? So the Lord is so merciful and He is awarding us this opportunity that by just offering this lamp to the Lord, we can purge so many sinful reactions that we have been having in the past, and also having some vrata in this month is very auspicious. Okay, so I'm just going to tell the story and then we'll read from Krishna book. So, Krishna, when he was born, immediately he went to he was taken to Gokula by on the instruction of his own self. His father took him to Gokula, and there from there he took the female child who happened to be Durga Devi. So Krishna is growing there, and it is described that he was filling the people of Gokula with so much love and ecstasy, and with so much pastimes. They are relishing the Lord's childhood pastimes. So, and then when he was only 6 days old, because when Durga Devi informed Kamsa that the person who is going to kill you is already born somewhere. So immediately he called his the most trustworthy attendant, Putana, who by her tapasya she got the power to change her form at her own will. And she poisoned so many babies, and she's gone with changing her form. And there was an aura that was emanating from her that was attracting everyone to her. And including Mother Yashoda was thinking, someone from the higher planetary systems have come to bless my child. Because it was common in those days to get visitors from higher planets. So they thought that, this is someone who has come. And so she was also stunned. And everyone was stunned. So Putana had gotten a free passage into the Lord's chamber. We're supposed to discuss this, so I'm not going to go in detail. So she gives the Lord poisoned milk, and she thought immediately this baby will die. But what happened was immediately she felt a gripping pain. And so she wanted to take the baby away from the breast and throw him away. He was only a 6-day-old baby. But Putana, with all her strength, was not able to do. That she took her original form and, still she was running. And then Krishna not only sucked the milk, sucked her life also, but ultimately gave her the liberation of being like his own mother in the spiritual world. That was the position that Putana got elevated to. Then after Putana, Trinavarta came. He's a tornado demon, whirlwind tornado. So he can produce whirlwind from his nails. So these are all great yogis. They did great tapasya and they got, I want this, I want that. Like the children, when they do something that the parents say, then they want something extraordinary. So being misled by these siddhis and with an unclean heart, they became demons to harass people with that power. But they were all slaves of Kamsa. That powerful was Kamsa. So this demon also produced a tornado. And when everything was darkened, he took baby Krishna, went up, and he's laughing that Kamsa feared this baby, my God. And this baby is in my hands. He's going to die. It's my hands or in the hands of death. But as though, babies, when they are taken in height, they will put their arms to hold on to someone. So Krishna put his arms. And then Krishna became heavier and heavier and heavier like a mountain. So tornado can be stopped only by a mountain. So Krishna, the mountain, stopped the tornado of Trinavrata, and then he fell down, and Krishna was found playing on him. So, like this Putana, Trinavarta, then there was Chakatasura, a cart demon who became invisible and came to the cart, and he wanted to ride the cart over Krishna. But Krishna was just a small baby crying for milk. They say, na, the babies do cycling with their legs. So he was moving the leg up and down by just the touch of the leg. The cart went to 80 feet high and was broken down into small pieces. So everyone came and they were so relieved to see the baby unhurt. So Putana, Trinavarta, Shakatasura. And then I think they changed from Gokul to Vrindavan. No, in between there was another thing. So there was a little pause. At that time, Krishna's childhood pastimes is being described. And Krishna went out with everyone to play, and he started eating clay. So dirt. So Balaram comes and tells Mother Yashoda that he ate dirt. And then Mother Yashoda says, no, I've never eaten dirt. These people are lying. So then Mother Yashoda said, okay, open your mouth, let me see. And what she saw was a whole universe within the mouth of the Lord. And inside that, she could see herself again seeing Krishna opening his mouth. And inside that, there was another universe. So, like that way, there was never ending. And she was astonished for a second, and she was, started to offer praise to the Supreme Lord. But Krishna pulled the Yogamaya curtain again, and again she forgot the greatness of the Lord and started to hug him. So after that, this pastime happened. So one day, Krishna is sleeping, and Mother Yashoda is churning butter. So when she's churning butter, she's composing songs on her own child. It is said that Krishna was the mine of bliss to Mother Yashoda. Already we know, the most enchanting relationship for the mother is the relationship of the child, especially when the child is newborn or toddler. So Yashoda was thinking about the Lord and instantly composing poems and singing to the different tunes and churning the butter. So Krishna came up. He was around, I think, 3 years old. And he came and he hugged his mother and he said, I'm hungry. Please feed me. And he was able to stop it is said that he held the churning rod to stop his mother from churning. So Mother Yashoda was very surprised. Oh, my child knew this much mechanism of where to stop so that, everything can be stopped. And she immediately took the child in her lap and started feeding him, looking at his beautiful face and putting her fingers in his curly hair like that. And she heard that suddenly the sound of overflowing milk because of boiling over um, took her attention, and everyone was busy. The maid servants were busy. So that was also meant for the service of the Lord. She was thinking everybody is complaining that my little Kanaya is going everywhere else and churning butter or stealing butter. Today I am going to milk the best of the cows. And then I will set the yogurt, and I will myself churn and make butter and give it to him so that he will not go and steal. So that whole process will be spoiled if the milk is going to be boiled over. So immediately she set aside Krishna and went to take care of the milk that was boiling over. And after putting it down, she came back, and what she saw was a scene of mess. The Supreme Lord, who is an abode of all good qualities, who doesn't the mode of ignorance or passion doesn't touch, who is a controller of the modes of nature, became angry that how my mother could leave me and go. So, uh, and then he took a mortar and pestle, the hand mortar and pestle, broke the yogurt pot, and there was a freshly churned butter that was coming. He took and ate it. And then the yogurt is spilled all over, and he knows that he has done a mischief now. He wanted to escape the scene. So he's going around everywhere with his yogurt footsteps. And you see, it is a custom in the south of India that when you celebrate Janmashtami, they put the small feet of the Lord from the gate to the place where uh, things are offered to the Lord to tell him that this is how you're supposed to go. So the tradition came from this. So Mother Yashoda came and saw the mess, and she saw her little child's full footprints, and she knew, oh, this child has done this mischief. So she goes and calls him around, and he's not there anywhere. And then she finds him sitting on top of a inverted wooden mortar. So this is, the mortar that is used to in the olden days. So he's sitting on top of that and taking the butter from a swing and eating it, and also giving it liberally to the monkeys. So how happy must be the monkeys to get this, right? Anybody, always the monkeys have seen the stick only, but somebody is calling the monkeys and giving them butter. So then Yashoda, Mother Yashoda came with a stick, and Krishna, whose name the fear personified fears, looks at a corner of his eyes with a side vision that Mother Yashoda is coming with the stick, and immediately jumps out of the mortar and starts running. So when he's running, everyone is watching the fun, and Mother Yashoda is running back with greater speed. You know, there's no way that the Lord can be caught because he runs faster than the mind. We saw that he is the one who's unconquerable. But if someone goes before and does like this, he cannot be conquered. But someone is coming behind him with love and devotion, then he can be conquered. So Yashoda took him, and then he started crying. And Mother Yashoda thought that he's so afraid of the stick in my hand. So she threw away the stick and tried to tie him in the wooden mortar. All the while he's crying, and everyone comes to see the fun. So she has made him stand because she thought that this child is going to run away somewhere now out of fear of me. I have to go and clean and do the household work. Until then, let him be tied here. So while she is tying, when she was about to bring the two ropes together, there was a space of two fingers, only a space of fingers short. So she took some more ropes and she made a big rope, increased the length, and again she tried to tie, and again it was two fingers short. And then everyone said, okay, let's give you more ropes. By the time everyone nearby started to, come and they're watching the fun. So she has made the rope bigger and bigger and bigger. And every time when the rope is brought together to tie a knot, it's two fingers short. So the Lord is saying that it's not easy to tie me, right? So the greatness of the Lord was not allowing Mother Yashoda to tie, but the Lord has Kripa Shakti. He was feeling compassionate on my mother doing hard work like this, trying to tie me, and then it is said that he allowed her to tie. So, what does that two fingers signify is that one is our endeavor to achieve the Lord, that has to be there. But with one finger, we cannot achieve the Lord. It was another, what is required to bridge the gap was the Lord's mercy. So finally, he agreed to be tied, and he was tied. And then it is said that he's asking Balaram. Balaram came running, and Balaram is saying that, I told you not to do the mischief. But now he's asking him to untie, and Balaram is saying, oh no, I can't get into this mess with you, so I cannot untie it. So the Acharyas give so many reasons for it. And Krishna wants to do more mischief now. So he's going in between. After Mother Yashoda left, he tried to, he crawled over. Nobody would tie a baby in a mortar that the baby can pull, right? It's a heavy mortar. The baby is very small, but the Lord is all powerful. So he all the while keeping the rope, pulled the mortar and came to the courtyard where two great Arjuna trees were standing, and he went through the trees and pulled the mortar through the trees. He has so much strength that just by pulling the mortar through the trees, the two trees fell down and two great personalities came out from the trees. And they're praying to the Lord. We'll see what they prayed. Oh, dear Lord, you are the origin of all the creations, and you have uh, saved us from the curse. So they were previously Kubera's sons, Nalakubera and Manigriva. And Kubera, we know, is a cashier of the Devas. So he had a lot of money, and always, as the saying goes, the rich man's sons are spoiled. So they were enjoying with the woman in the lake. When Narada Muni was coming that side, they failed to even recognize him and offer him respects. So Narada Rishi cursed them that may you become trees. Why? Because as a human being, we are supposed to bow down. Trees will not bow down. And also, they were so intoxicated that they didn't even know whether they were clothed or not. So they were, given the birth as a trees. Trees always doesn't stand clothed, but nobody looks at them. Then they were, they understood their mistake and they asked pardon from Narada Muni. And he said that your uh, curse will be removed after many, many, many yugas, when the baby Krishna, when Lord comes as Krishna and his lotus feet touches you. So they are saying that we are very thankful that you relieved us from this curse, and they prayed to the Lord and they regained their original position. And having seen the Lord face to face, this is a great blessing that was given to them by the curse of Narada Muni. If not for that, they would have never gotten a chance. This chance was not gotten even by Devaki or Rukmini or any queens of the Lord, that they would come and ask Mother Yashoda and Rohini Mata, how was the childhood pastimes of the Lord? So they prayed to the Lord, and then they went back to their original abode. So you see, the Lord preferred to keep the rope tied to his belly. For the one who can pull the mortar, for the one who can pull down the two trees, who has the strength, what it is to just cut down the rope, right? But the rope was tied with love and devotion by Mother Yashoda. So that's why he took on the name of Damodara, glorifying her. Because he's saying that, he's unconquerable, but he's being conquered by the pure love and devotion of his devotees. That's why he's called Bhakta Vatsala. And why is he getting angry? Why is he doing these things? Iti Drikshva Leelabhir Ananda Kunde. He is playing the part of a child to give ecstasy to the inhabitants of the Gokula. So this form is very, very special. After this, you see, Again, there is a lifting of Govardhan Hill and Krishna killing Bakasura, Agasura, Dhenukasura, and then killing the Keshi demon, and then from before and then after this, it's all how he's conquering every single demon. But in this past time, he's showing us how he is conquered, and is conquered only by love and devotion. So we are also in this time, Kartika month, when we offer the lamb to the Lord, we are praying that may all our, we are also like so much only in the enjoyment mood like Nalakubera and Manigriva, but they were given the mercy of the Lord and they were given pure love for Krishna also. So we are praying that let us also, by your mercy, get pure bhakti to you, and let our curses be gone. And also, we learn about that he is conquered by love and devotion, and that's why we want the love and devotion to the Lord, and the value of the association of devotees. That Narada Muni, how uh, you know, just by his association and curse, Nalakuvera and Manigiriva got this great chance. So we learned this, that only by love and devotion of his devotee, and also the power of the association of pure devotee. Even a moment's association with a pure devotee, one can attain all success. So human life, as we have seen, is very rare. Durlabam manusham janmam. Because we see so many human beings around, we take it for granted, but we ourselves had done so much of uh, pious activities in order to deserve this human body. But if we just, while away in frivolous enjoyment, then we will be cursed again. I mean, we don't know in which life we are going to go. This happened to them, the demigods. They were not even human beings, they were devas. From where devas and where are the trees covered consciousness. So, like this, let us not have a fall. Let us take the association of Narada Muni. So, before this, we will read from Srimad Bhagavatam. So, this is in Canto 10, Chapter 10. Because of Mother Yashoda's hard labor, her whole body became covered with perspiration. So, if you see the chapter, I'm just going to show you the chapter. This is chapter 9, sorry, Mother Yashoda binds Lord Krishna from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10. So, we are going to read only a few verses from here. Okay. Text 18 says, because of Mother Yashoda's hard labor, her whole body became covered with perspiration, and the flowers and comb were falling from her hair. When child Krishna saw his mother thus fatigued, he became merciful to her and agreed to be bound. So at that time, Sukadeva Goswami is saying to Parikshit Maharaj, this shloka. Evam sandarshita hyanga harina bhritya vashyata swavashenapi krishnena yasyedyam seshwaram vashe. So the translation. O Maharaja Parikshit, this entire universe with its great exalted demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and Lord Indra is under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet the Supreme Lord has one transcendental attribute. He comes under the control of his devotees. This was now exhibited by Krishna in his pastime. Okay. Is there anyone who can read? Who wants to read? Unmute and read. Yes, Prabhuji. Manish Prabhu, you can read. Oh, let me.
Thank you, Mataji. The pastime of Krishna's is very difficult to understand, but devotees can understand it. It is therefore said, Darshayams tad vidam loka atmano bhakta vasyatam. The Lord displays the transcendental attribute of coming under the control of his devotees. As stated in Brahma Samhita 5.35, Ekopya yasao prachayutam jugad anda kotem yach chakter asti jagad anda chaya yad antah adantara sthaparmano chayantarastham govindam adi purusham tam aham bhajami. By his one plenary portion as Paramatma, the Lord controls innumerable universes with all their demigods. Yet he agrees to be controlled by a devotee. In the Upanishads, it is said that the Supreme Personality of Godhead can run with more speed than the mind. But here we see that although Krishna wanted to avoid being arrested by his mother, he was finally defeated, and Mother Yasoda captured him. Lakshmi Sahasra Sata Sambhrama Savayamanam. Krishna is served by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. Nonetheless, he steals butter like one who is poverty stricken. Yamaraj, the controller of all living entities, fears the order of Krishna, yet Krishna is afraid of his mother's stick. These contradictions cannot be understood by one who is not a devotee, but a devotee can understand how powerful is unalloyed devotional service to Krishna. It is so powerful that Krishna can be controlled by an unalloyed devotee. This Bhritya Vishada does not mean that he's under the control of the servant. Rather, he's under the control of the servant's pure love. In Bhagavad Gita 1.21, it is said that Krishna became the chariot driver of Arjuna. Arjuna ordered him, Senayar ubhayor madhya ratham sthapaya me jyota. My dear Krishna, you have agreed to be my charioteer and to execute my orders. Place my chariot between the two armies of soldiers. Krishna immediately executed this order, and therefore one may argue that Krishna also is not independent. But this is once agyanan, agyana, ignorance. Krishna is always fully independent when he becomes subordinate to his devotees. This is a display of Ananda Chinmasya Rasa, the humor of transcendental qualities that increases his transcendental pleasure. Everyone worships Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore he sometimes desires to be controlled by someone else. Such a controller can be no one else but a pure devotee. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. So, a very nice purport. How the Lord is Bhritya Vashyata, or likes to be under the control of his pure love of his servant. Right? So only, his they say that Rama is straightforward, but Krishna's Leela is full of contradictions. Why? Only when there is contradictions, we would take interest in knowing what is there, why there is contradiction, right? If there is a news that is Sida Sada, then it's okay. But if there is a masala news, someone, it's extraordinarily doing something. God stealing butter and God getting caught and, conquered. So it's very, so this shows the merciful nature of the Lord. Being naughty is not different even to an ordinary child being punished. Okay, this happens in everyone's life, in everyone's house also. But who is being naughty and who is being punished? How great he is. That matters, right? So then the next verse, O Maharaja Parikshit, this entire universe with its great exalted demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. Yeah, we saw this. Okay. Neither Lord Brahma nor Lord Shiva nor even the goddess of fortune, who is always a better half of the Supreme Lord, can obtain from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the deliverer from this material world, such mercy as received by Mother Yashoda. You can later click and read the purport. It's very nice. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, the son of Mother Yashoda, is accessible to devotees engaged in spontaneous loving service, but is not as easily accessible to mental speculators, to those striving for self realization by severe austerities and penances, or to those who consider the body the same as the self. And we saw how he the two sons of Kuvera. In their former birth, these two sons, known as Nalakuvera and Manigriva, were extremely opulent and fortunate, and because of pride and false prestige, they did not care about anyone. And thus Narada Muni cursed them to become trees. So the next chapter is about how they were delivered. And Narada Muni is thinking, why should I make them like trees? And then make them be dependent on on a from a devata to become a tree. Their pride was vanquished, and finally, by the mercy, they were able to. So here, yeah, why is it important for Narada Muni? So Sukadeva Goswami continued. Having thus spoken, the great Devarishi Narada returned to his ashrama known as Narayana Ashrama. Nalakuvera and Manigriva became twin Arjuna trees. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, to fulfill the truthfulness of the words of the greatest devotee Narada, slowly went to that spot where the twin Arjuna trees were standing. Although these two young men are the sons of the very rich Kuvera and I have nothing to do with them, Devarshi Narada is my very dear and affectionate devotee, and therefore, because he wanted me to come face to face with them, I must do so for their deliverance. Having thus spoken, Krishna soon entered between the two Arjuna trees, and thus the big mortar to which he was bound turned crosswise and stuck between them. By dragging behind him with great force the wooden mortar tied to his belly, the boy Krishna uprooted the two trees. By the great strength of the Supreme Person, the two trees, with their trunks, leaves, and branches, trembled severely and fell to the ground with a great crash. So, thereafter, in that very place where the two Arjuna trees had fallen, two great, perfect personalities who appeared like fire personified, came out of the two trees. The effulgence of their beauty illuminating all directions, with bowed heads, they offered obeisances to Krishna, and with hands folded, they spoke the following words. So we'll just read the next 10 verses, which are their prayers. Anyone wants to read? Raise your hand. Yeah, Vijay Prabhu, you want to read? Oh, okay. Yes, Deepti Mataji.
Lord Mataji. Text 29, Hare Krishna Mataji. O Lord Krishna, Lord Krishna, your opulent mysticism is inconceivable. You are the supreme original person, the cause of all causes, immediate and remote, and you are beyond this material creation. Learned Brahmins, known on the basis of Vedic statement, Sarva Kalva Idam Brahma, that you are everything, and that this cosmic manifestation in its gross and subtle aspect is your form. Do you want me to continue?
Yeah, you can continue 2, 3 verses and then Shilpa Mataji can read.
Sure. Text 30 to 31. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the controller of everything. The body, life, ego, the sense of every living entity are your own self. You're the Supreme Person, Vishnu, and the imperishable controller. You're the time factor, the immediate cause, and you are the material nature, consisting of the three modes passion, goodness, and ignorance. You are the original cause of this material. I'm sorry, my hand is there. Material manifestation. You're the super soul, and therefore you know everything within the core of the heart of every living being, entity. Text 32. O Lord, you exist before the creation. Therefore, who trapped by who, trapped by a body of material qualities in this material world, can understand you? Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Text 33. O Lord, whose glories are covered by your own energy, you are the supreme personality of Godhead. You are Sankarshan, the origin of creation, and you are Vasudeva, the origin of Chaturvayu. Because you are everything and you are there for the Supreme Brahma, we simply offer our respectful obeisances unto you. I'll stop here so that
Yes.
Mataji can read.
Deepti Mataji, Shilpa Mataji, you wanted to read? Can you raise your hand? I can unmute. Okay. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Text 34 to 35. Appearing in bodies like those of an ordinary fish, tortoise, and hog, you exhibit activities impossible for such creatures to perform. Extraordinary, incomparable, transcendental activities of unlimited power and strength. These bodies of yours, therefore, are not made of material elements, but are incarnations of your Supreme Personality. You are the same Supreme Personality of Godhead, who have now appeared with full potency for the benefit of all living entities within this material world. Text 36. O supremely auspicious, we offer our respectful obeisances unto you, who are the supreme good. O most famous descendant and controller of the Yadu dynasty, O son of Vasudeva, O most peaceful, let us offer our obeisances unto your lotus feet.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. I think
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah.
thank you. I think the others who have raised hands, you can read one each. Who will go first is Abhuvana Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji. Text 37, O Supreme Form, we are always servants of your servants, especially of Narada Muni. Now give us permission to leave for our home. It is by the grace and mercy of Narada Muni that we have been able to see your face to face. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Text 38. Henceforward, may all our words describe your pastimes. May our ears engage in oral reception of your glories. May our hands, legs, and other senses engage in actions pleasing to you. And may our minds always think of your lotus feet. May our heads offer our obeisances to everything within this world, because all things are also your different forms. And may our eyes see the forms of Vaishnavas who are non different from you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Who else? Shilpa Mataji and Komal Mataji, you can read one each.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sukadev Goswami continued two
Demigods.
the two young demigods thus offered prayers to the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Although Sri Krishna, the Supreme Godhead, is the master of all and was certainly Gokuleswara, the master of the Gokula, he was bound to the wooden motor by the ropes of the gopis, and therefore, smiling widely, he spoke to the sons of Kuvera the following words.
Yeah, thank you. Komal Mataji. Okay. Yeah. Are you able to unmute?
I went unmuted, sorry. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, the great saint Narad Muni is very merciful. By his curse, he showed the greatest favor to both of you, who were made mad after material opulence and who had thus become blind. Although you fell from the higher planet Swargaloka and became trees, you were most favored by him. I knew of all these incidents from the very beginning.
Mm. So when one is face to face with the sun, there is no longer darkness for one's eyes. Similarly, when one is face to face with a sadhu, a devotee who is fully determined and surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one will no longer be subject to material bondage. O Nalakuvera and Manigriva, now you may both return home. Since you desire to be always absorbed in my devotional service, your desire to develop love and affection for me will be fulfilled, and now you'll never fall from that platform. Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, the personality of Godhead, having spoken to the two demigods in this way, they circumambulated the Lord, who was bound to the wooden mortar, and offered obeisances to him. After taking the permission of Lord Krishna, they returned to their respective homes. So lots of things can be said, but it is so purifying for us to read, right? This is the original thing from Srimad Bhagavatam. So we saw how the Lord is, they are praying to the Lord, and how Narada Muni is merciful to them, and how the Lord is answering them that now you can develop love for me. So this is the history, and it's it's very rare. So we take this opportunity to offer a lamp every single day for this picture of the Lord bound by Mother Yashoda. So we have this Damodara Ashtakam that is written by Satyavrata Muni in Satya Yuga itself. He got this vision of the Lord. It's a very beautiful Ashtakam. You can Google also, and I will ask the devotees to share in the group as well. So we can hear this and then offer the lamp every day. Song here, 1 minute, time. Give me 1 second. I'm going to look for the file.